Previously on The Real Movie Critics. Then we get the belching contest. Ogre and Booger. Ogre always has that big-ass fucking trophy with him that he drinks beer out of. What is it, the Stanley Cup? What the fuck, dude?
Not only that, but he spits beer every time we see him when he's got that stupid thing. Again, with the beer wasting.
He does his burp, which was weak as fuck, sits down, and he's introduced as Frederick Polowoski and Ogre, you asshole. Ogre, you asshole. Ogre. And then you get now
Dudley Dawson.
Team, Dudley Dawson, Booger. And then he takes a cigarette and throws it in the beer. And Ogre's like, what the fuck was that? The Booger does the fucking burp, like iconic. And then you see the Coach Harris and Ogre walking away, and Ogre looks like he's about to cry.
Looks back at him like, what the hell?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the greatest podcast about movies, The Real Movie Critics. Real reviews by real fans. As you can see, we are a man short. Lord Scuba Cobra had a family emergency, so he will not be here for this particular movie. His PTO has been approved. That's okay.
Why does mine never get approved, goddammit?
Because you haven't put in for any sick days, fucker. Now, this is actually kind of poetic because I remember watching this in the theater with the Psycho when it came. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, it was you, me, and the ex, Suzanne, that all went to go watch it together back when it came out.
I want to say you are correct. It came out in 2006, so that sounds about right.
Yeah, I was already out of the military by that point. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but before we get into all that, Repeat Movie Viewer YouTube page, the Psycho Nerd Podcast. He's up to 27 subscribers. Let's get him up to 40 people. Let's get it up there. None other than the Psycho Nerd.
How's it going, everybody? How y'all doing?
You don't like you.
Well, that's too bad because I like them.
This week, in celebration of St. Patrick's Day, which is going to be on Tuesday, we are going to be talking about a movie that's filmed in Boston, which is, St. Patrick's Day Central, Northern Ireland. But we'll be talking about the classic. This movie is 20 years old. 20
anniversary. Yeah.
The Departed, which they premiered October 6, 2006, directed by Martin Scorsese, a budget of $90 million. That's a pretty big fucking budget.
No kidding.
Opening weekend was almost $27 million. Box office overall was just shy of 300,000. So, yeah, blockbuster.
300,000 or 300 million?
300 million. My bad. 300
I was going to say that's a big difference.
They lost money. No, that's actually in yen. Actually, cast for this movie: Leonardo DiCaprio as William Costigan, Matt Damon as Colin Sullivan. God, he's such an ass in this movie.
Such a rat bastard. Seriously, literally.
Jack Nicholson as Frank Costello. Mark Wahlberg, who, I want to say it now, is the MVP of this movie.
He's my hero. Marky Mark is my hero in this movie. For real.
We will talk about that later. But Mark Wahlberg is Sergeant Dignam. Martin Sheen is Captain Queenan. Vera Farmiga. I hope I'm saying that right.
Vera Farmiga, yeah.
As Dr. Madeline Madden. And, of course, Alec Baldwin as Captain Ellerby. This is before he was shooting people on set. If you know, you know. Fun facts. So there was a lot of fun facts about this movie. Nicholson's character of Frank is loosely based on the notorious Boston mobster Whitey Bulger. I don't have this in the notes, but in the movie, the character he's based on always wore like some sort of Boston Red Sox or some sort of Boston team hat.
Yeah, it's true.
But Nicholson was like, fuck that, I'm not. So he would wear New York shit instead of Boston. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's loosely based.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise was the first pick to play Billy Costigan, and Brad Pitt was the original pick for Colin Sullivan. How different of a movie would this have been had it had been those two gentlemen?
It would have been a much different movie, and since you
It'd have been
brought
a
up
higher budget for sure.
yeah, and not to mention, if I saw correctly in the credits, Brad Pitt helped produce this movie, I think.
He did,
So, yeah,
actually,
so
yes.
that's interesting that he was up for one of the roles, but quite frankly, I'm glad with whom they went with because it just flowed so well.
It definitely yeah. Yeah.
Every single casting decision was great in my opinion.
The opera Lucia del Lammermoor, the one that Frank is attending, is the same opera that's whistled in the 1932 Scarface movie whenever a character was being killed.
Interesting. I've never
Nice
seen the
little
original
callback.
Scarface.
Martin Scorsese has been nominated for Best Director, Best Director for an Oscar many times, but this movie was his first win.
Well,
Kind of fitting. Kind of fitting, yeah. The short list to play Dr. Madden was Kate Winslet, Emily Blunt, Hilary Swank, and Jennifer Aniston. I don't know. I think Kate Winslet would have been a good pick.
out of all four of those, she would have been my first pick out of those four. Absolutely.
And if you'll notice, before the main characters are killed off, you can see an X either in the background or near them, foreshadowing their death.
Interesting.
Every character.
Now I need
Yeah.
to go back and check that out just to make sure. And there's something I will say about that, but I'll talk about that later.
We do open the movie. We open the movie in I guess a restaurant or a shop, and we're introduced to Jack Nicholson. And of course, in the beginning, he's in the shadows. We don't really get to see him per se, but we do see Sullivan as a kid. And Frank's asking him questions, and pretty much kind of like Goodfellas, where he pulls him into his family, he educates him, and of course, he ends up becoming the rat in the Boston State Troop. The State Troopers, the way they talk up there, they're funny Boston accents.
Mm-hmm.
They're not funny. They're actually kind of cool. Actually, I wish I could talk that way, but I can't. That's the kind of world when you say car keys, they're not sure if you're talking about car keys or khaki pants. So. Well, we're introduced to both Frank and Colin. Not Frank. I'm sorry, William and Colin fairly early in the movie. I think they were both in the same class, so you think they would have known each other.
I don't know if it was necessarily the same class or at least the same program, but maybe just different classes or whatever. Because I was thinking the same thing. How come they never came across each other? But William knew Anthony Anderson's character, who's also in this movie, by the way, a small part, but he knew who he was. So it's like, well, that's interesting.
You see them running together, and he's talking about they're talking about stuff and everything else, and they end up graduating. They go their separate ways. Colin ends up going up high, becomes part of some special task force. But William
is recruited
because he has this very sheltered past. Is pulled apart by the captain and Sergeant Dignam, and they're like, "You're the perfect guy we need for this undercover operation that we have going on." But of course, Dignam's got to be a dick because he is. But his heart's in the right place. He needs to weed out the bullshit. And so they tell him, this is what you need. This is what your pay is going to be. You get a bonus. You're going to be undercover. And of course, him having the background with the way his family was, it was a very easy transition into that life. And they had to make him do time to make it look like he assaulted somebody. And they did all their homework. Everything was there. Perfect. Nobody will know you're undercover except for me, except for the captain and sergeant. That's it. Nobody
else will know.
Which is smart because that comes back later in the movie.
It sure does. And I'll tell you what, it's 20 minutes before we actually get the title. They do a lot of building up, introducing the characters. And I'll tell you what, when the credits finally hit and it says The Departed, I am 100% invested in every single character we've been introduced to at this point and what's going on. And as far as the introduction of Frank, they do a good job of showing just how much of a bastard he is, his malice, but at the same time, his, shall we say, compassion as it pertains to Matt Damon's character, taking him under his wing and whatnot. So, but great opening, great. And I love that song they use. I forget what the name of it is. That Irish song, the Irish rock song.
Dropkick Murphys.
There you go. Yeah, that is a great fucking tune. I love it.
And you'll notice that the girl in the diner or the shop that he's talking shit to is the one he ends up marrying. That's the same chick.
Yeah, go figure.
I'm like, well, okay. Then you can buy all the makeup you want.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite scenes in this movie, Billy is, you already know where I'm going with this.
Mm-hmm.
Billy's, trying to get acquainted with what's going on. He's there with his cousin who's a bit of a dipshit. He sits down at the bar And he's like, what do you have? I'll have a cranberry.
juice.
And the guy next to him goes, that's a natural diuretic. My girlfriend does it when she's on her period. You on your period? And then William looks at him, kind of contemplates, takes a cigarette out of his mouth, and then smashes the dude over the head with the bottle and just starts fucking beating the shit out of him. And then Frenchie, the one of the big lieutenants, is like, ho, there are some people you can't hit, some people you can't hit. Now he's someone you can hit sometimes.
He's not.
No, you can't hit him right.
Not necessarily
Not
somebody
right
you
now.
can, but no, you don't hit him.
Yeah,
you don't fucking hit
and
him.
he's like, now, let me buy you a drink. What are you having? And then Billy just sits there and he contemplates.
Thinks
And he
about
goes,
it.
cranberry juice. And Frenchie, without missing a beat, it's like,
What is it?
really young period? And then Billy listen to him like, I just beat this dude's ass saying the same shit.
One of my favorite parts of the whole movie.
And you'll notice throughout the movie when he's in that bar, he's drinking cranberry, iced cranberry juice. That's all he drinks throughout the movie. And
classic.
Who is it? With Costigan's background, and they know that he was in the Stadies. It's not a secret. Frank is like, if you're going to be in my organization, I need to know that you're not a cop. And he fucked up his wrist prior because he had roughed up some guys from Providence who were trying to rob the same restaurant that we see at the very beginning. And so freaking Billy roughs him up, fucks up his wrist. He's got a cast on his hand. So Frank takes him in the bag. They frisk him. They fucking cast off of him and start hitting his hand with his own shoe, asking him if he's a rat.
Oh.
And it's a rough scene to watch.
Yeah, it is, man, because they're rough with his ass for real.
But they need to know, and I get that. You want to know if he's 100% into it, and he takes it like a champ. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm fucking hurt. Ow. So Frank throws some money at him. Go to the hospital, get your shit taken care of. The transition for Billy into the organization is not a very smooth one, which I think helps him. Because if you're good at what you do right away, people will question it. It's like the Alec Baldwin's character says, people with an impeccable record shouldn't be trusted. I have an impeccable record. So if you slide in to an organization and you have no flaws, people are going to question. So he kind of he fucks up. He knocks a dude's tooth out because he's going for a cigarette. So he thought he was going for a gun. There's just all kinds of dumb shit that he does in this movie that over time he's like, okay, cool. I can be confident what I'm doing. And of course, part of Billy's mandate of this whole being kicked out of the state is he has to go to a psychiatrist, which is where he meets Dr. Madden. And she's kind of a bitch at the beginning with him. But then again, is the end of the day, she's not really hearing him. There's only so much he can tell her. He can't tell her everything.
No, definitely not.
And it's one of those, even if he did tell her, if it went to court, she's obligated by doctor-patient privilege. So
confidentiality.
Thank you, Law and Order, for teaching me that, because I did not know that. And he's like, what if I put a gun to my head? And she gives him like one pill of Oxycontin. I forget what she gave him. Did I put that in my notes?
He asked for something specific. I think he asked for Valium or whatever. She gave him 2 fucking pills, and that was it. She gives him a little thing with 2 pills, and he's like, 2 pills? Why don't you just give me a bottle of whiskey and a gun? And
what
if that was blow my brains out? I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's a legit threat. Think about that. And she's like, fuck. Damn it. And so she gives him a prescription and advises, I'm going to transfer you to somebody else. And then that's when he's like, well, you want to get coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Even though she is dating Matt Damon's character in this movie at this point.
Yeah.
You can tell why Frank picked him, because Colin is a very charismatic guy. He gets shit done. He needs to get shit done. There was supposed to be some sort of sting operation, but Billy tips him off, or not Billy. It was Sullivan that tips him off, saying, hey, whatever. Cell phones are off. And they end up leaving. Freaking Frank makes the comment, they didn't know we had a Navy. They freaking leave on the port out, Boston Tea Party style. So every chance they try to get Frank, they cannot do it.
Nope. Because he's always right there on his phone, tipping him off the whole fucking time.
But we find out later on there's a reason why. He's an FBI informant. There's a reason why the cases against him don't stick, because he's giving up other people.
Yep.
Nobody knows that right away. Freaking Billy figures it out.
He's attacking on some guy, and he flat out wants information, and that's when he finds out what's happening. And I'll tell you what, that scene is hard to watch when he's got the gun pointed at him and he's threatening him, and finally puts a fucking bullet right in his kneecap. I hear that's one of the most painful places to get shot at, and the guy just starts singing like, whatever. He just starts telling him anything.
Beverly's.
Yeah, Beverly's.
When I watched Costigan and the doctor go on a date, and opens up, and you can tell, even though she's with Colin, she is more prone to him.
Mhm.
And it's probably the bad boy aspect of that situation. He's a bad guy. He's a gangster. Da, 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 da. He assaulted somebody. The attraction would probably be automatic.
I will
Um,
say with Matt Damon and the doctor, there is one line he says at one point I thought was hilarious, where he picks up the phone, calls her. I saw a dead body. I'm having post traumatic stress. Want to meet me for lunch? And I'm like, okay, that's freaking hilarious.
he makes on their day, he's making fun of guys that have to fire their weapon, that have to go talk to a shrink to talk about their feelings. I'm like, not everybody's, okay with pulling their gun.
Yeah,
Some
no
guys are
kidding.
like, oh shit, I fucking shot at somebody.
Go talk to the cop from Die Hard about that.
Not long after we figure out that Frank is an FBI informant, we get the opera scene. Frank is there with his wife and another woman, and they have a cocaine. He grabs a handful of cocaine, throws it on his wife, and then grabs the other girl and goes, lay there till you're numb. And then he's like, okay,
Good grief.
whatever. I know we're probably skipping vital parts of this movie.
Well, I mean,
but
it's a 2.5 hour
so
movie.
much
There's a lot of, as long as we're hitting the main beats, but I feel bad for Leo's character, William, because he's undercover for a very extensive amount of
year.
time, over
A
a
year.
year, and we see glimpses of all the different shit he's got to do. He's got to watch people get killed, and yeah, it's obviously having an adverse effect on him throughout the course of time.
Yeah, and it's funny because as both men in opposite organizations, Colin being in the Stadies when he's a gangster, and then Billy, who is a Stady, who is in the mob group, they both extend up in their ranks fairly quickly.
Mhm.
Colin, especially, he kind of just moves up fairly quickly. Da, 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 da. He figures out that there is somebody in the organization that's a rat. He just doesn't know who, and he's like, you know what? I want everybody's personal information, or actually, no. Colin asked for, like, give me their personal information, their name, their socials, their account numbers, whatever. I'll figure it out. And this is a key point in the movie because one of the guys is writing the word citizen on it, and he spells it wrong. And Billy, no, that's wrong. And he crosses it out and he spells it right. And the guy's like, that's not how it's spelled, even though the fucking dude couldn't spell it.
Yeah,
This
no.
will play a significant role in the movie later.
Yes, it does.
Then Costigan visits the doctor at her apartment. Now, at this point, she's moving in with Colin, but she still has the apartment for 3 weeks. And what does she do?
She has sex with Leo.
She sleeps with Leo, and she has a boyfriend. She's a cheater.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's where I don't really understand her motivation. It's like, well, you seem like you're pretty much happy with Matt Damon's character, even though you do catch glimpses that she's a little hesitant here and there with his personality, especially after that phone call that he gets from Frank where she answers the phone. It's like there's like little things along the way that I feel like are making her hesitate here and there. But so
not just that, but there's a scene earlier where he's eating breakfast and she's there and she's like, do you want to talk about last night? Apparently he couldn't get it up. So obviously he's not performing in the bedroom the way he probably should be. And that alone is probably pissing her off too. But the captain tells him, look, follow the envelope. That'll get you the rat. And then Frank and Colin meet in a double where Frank pulls out a dildo and scares the shit out of fucking Colin. What the and of course Billy's in the back. He can't, all he sees is Frank and then Colin, whose back is towards him. And as Colin's trying to flee to get away, he ends up, or no, flip it around. He's trying to get Billy, trying to get the rat. He ends up killing an innocent dude because he just happened to be there. And like he just kills him and just walks away like it's no fucking thing.
I know, he just kills a random person, and it's all because Will forgot to turn his damn ringer off because it goes off while he's tailing him. He was right there. He was right there. He had him. He was going to make the arrest, but no, that damn phone had to go off.
The scene, for me, the scene of the movie is the scene where Jack Nicholson is talking about the rat. And he's asking Billy about everything. And Leo I base everything that I do off of what you know. So if you don't know what you're doing, then how the fuck am I going to, he's saying everything right at this point. He's like, I don't, and you have employees that have been with you for a while. Do you think they're not disgruntled? Do you think they wouldn't go to the cops? Like he's making valid points to deflect it away from him, which is smart.
But Frank is still not 100% convinced.
No,
he still
he's
puts
not.
him to the test.
So they're going to do a job. He's like, you know what? Go home, do your thing. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. He tells him the job and then tells him to go home. So Frank calls Colin and says, did you hear anything about drugs? And no, I didn't hear anything about it. So, and he's like, it's definitely not Billy. Like that just closes the case. It's not Billy. Because if it was, Billy was the only one he told about it that was not on the crew. So Billy's in the clear at this point.
Pretty much.
If Billy knew this, I think he would have relaxed a little bit, but not knowing it makes it a little bit more exciting. They definitely go out for a big drug deal. A big drug deal. Here towards the end of the movie. Frank notices there's a fucking tail. He yells at Colin, "Get them the fuck off my ass!" And Colin's like, you know what? Let's fucking end this shit.
He's pretty much headed at this point because he finds out that Frank
That he's
was
an
an
FBI
FBI informant. Oh, well, we glossed over, what is it? Not Queenan, but the other guy actually getting thrown off the building and getting killed. That sets off a chain reaction of events, which, you know, Matt Damon's character having, not Queenan, but the other guy being followed, that one thing he does.
That's Captain Queenan, yeah.
It sets off a complete chain reaction that ends up setting up a lot of our main characters getting killed off before it's all said and done. That one thing is what set everything in motion.
Yeah, that one thing. And of course, with everything, Matt Damon's like, I need the files for all the undercovers. And Wahlberg's like, no,
You're not getting it.
No, you're not getting them. And then I forget what Captain Ellery says something to him. He goes, you know what? I'll just put in my papers. And he's like, well, the world needs bartenders too. 2 weeks with pay. He's gone. We don't see Diggum for a minute.
Yeah.
Then Damon's like, I need these files. No. You don't need them. You want them. There's a difference.
Yeah, extremely.
These people are protected for a reason. You don't need it. So that definitely sets everything up. This is also when Colin finds out that Frank is an FBI informant. He's like, and of course he's worried because like, okay, is he going to give me up? But that's his only motivation. And when he finally confronts Frank, he puts a couple of rounds in him. Like, did you out me? Oh, I would never out you. And fucking Frank goes to shoot him and fucking Colin puts like 4 rounds in him, kills him. And then like in the Scream movies, he didn't double tap. So he shoots off another couple of rounds and Colin fucking loads him up all out of fear that he knows if he goes to jail, he is fucked.
Pretty much.
In every sense of the word. We find out after this, Billy finally goes to the PD. He goes, look, this is who I am. He's talking to Colin. And they say, I can't get into your file. And it's my name. The password is my name. And you see him go, dumbfounded. He couldn't figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I need to go to a different computer because this one's being loopy. So he leaves. As he's gone, Billy looks over and he sees the envelope with the citizen crossed out. And he's like, whoa.
This is one of those scenes. I really love because I love his reaction. His reaction and the look on his face as he because he sees it's far away. It's got a piece of paper over the envelope. You can't fully see it from where he is, but from a distance, he sees it. He knows what the hell it is. And yeah, it's a very interesting aspect watching his reaction. And not only that, but before he walks in, he gets a phone call from Matt Damon's character. I love this scene. This is one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie where the phone goes off. He flips it open, doesn't say a word. Neither one of them say a single fucking word, but they're both holding the phone to their ears and just waiting for the other one to say something.
Yeah.
I love the tenseness of this scene. It is so awesome. It's one of my favorite scenes in film history.
Because they both know they're both in really fucked up situations right now. And one little bit of nugget information comes out, they're both fucked. We did skip over the doctor is in bed with Matt Damon or with Colin, and she shows a picture. She's pregnant. And he's like, oh, yay. All right, we're pregnant. Da, 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 da.
You're thinking the same thing I am. I'll bet you.
Well, Billy goes to the doctor to drop something else. And if something happens to me, open this, please. And then she's like, there's something I want to say. And he goes, with everything going on, if you feel the same way you do, tell me in 2 weeks, which she never gets the chance to do.
Nope. That's the last time she ever sees him.
We fast forward. Billy sends a tape to his house, knowing that the girlfriend would see it. She puts the CD in there and she hears one of the phone conversations with him and Frank.
The same conversation that she accidentally picked up the phone on, no less.
Yes. Ironically enough, the same conversation. And Colin walks in like, what the fuck? And then she pulls out the fucking headphone jack and he hears it. And he's like, oh, fuck, yeah. I can explain that.
Nope. No, you can't.
Billy calls him and says, yeah, was the CD quality okay? Because I was worried. Frank's lawyer Frank taped everything for his own liability. His fucking lawyer talked to me because he trusted me the most, you piece of shit. Which makes you wonder how loyal Colin should have been at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Calls him out, the same building that they killed the captain at. He shows up. He's going to make an arrest. We find out, or Billy finds out, that Colin erased his file.
Oh, that's
Nobody
bullshit, man.
knows who he is. And he's like, you're going to make a citizen's arrest. Good luck. And he's got him in the elevator. And the Emerson's character shows up because Billy called him specifically because he knows who he is.
Yeah.
Says, look, I'm taking him in. I'll see you later. They're in the elevator. And then there's that moment of clarity that Damon has. He's like, just fucking kill me.
Yeah, he tries to play it off. He tries to pull off that little facade like, oh, yeah, this is going to be really fucking fun. Then he thinks about it. Yeah.
Thinks about it for a second. Like, you just fucking, and you can hear the fighting off that he just fucking kill me. And Billy, I am going to kill you. Elevator door opens, headshot. Leo is done. Billy is dead.
That was one of the most left field moments in movie fucking history, dude. I remember
jumping.
I
remember jumping in my seat like, whoa.
Did not
and then
see it coming.
Colin looks up, and it's one of the other guys that he went through the academy with. Frank had 2 rats in the organization.
And that's because that character disappeared about halfway through the movie, and we don't see him anymore. Yep. So I totally forgot about him.
He didn't travel up the chain as quick as Colin did.
No, he did
not. The other guy is like, we need to stick together. And what's the first thing Colin does as soon as the guy's got his back to him? Fucking puts a bullet in his fucking head.
Yep.
They kill Anthony Anderson's character just for fucking being like, we're right back to where nobody knows who Colin is but him. Right back to it. But going back to the phone call or the tape that the doctor opens up and puts in, she looks at him and says, and I thought I was the liar. That told me, oh, fuck. Billy is the fucking father of that child, which is why at the funeral, she's crying because she's like, fuck, her kid will never know who his father is.
Yeah.
Because he just fucking died.
That realization hit me when I was watching this for the first time. Like, oh, yeah, he's got to be the father. There's no other way around it. It's got to be.
Yeah, he's got to be the dad. And it makes sense, too, because like I said, Colin was having some plumbing problems. He wasn't able to get it up all the way. And I'm pretty sure Billy had some pent-up aggression. So he humped it out, got on her. The very last scene of the movie. And again, this movie keeps you guessing the entire fucking time. Like, you're like, oh, fuck. I mean, we know who the rat and everything is, but we don't know the intricate parts of the story.
Yeah,
we don't know that he's an FBI informant. We don't know there was a second rat in the organization. Again, Colin comes home, and you can tell people in the building are not very happy because he tries to go pet the dog, and the neighbor just kind of pulls the dog away, and he's like, whatever. He opens his door. We see 2 covered feet, and we pan up, and it's fucking Sergeant Dignam. He's covering every bit of hair, which I'm
got gloves on.
Has gloves on, everything, and he raises up his gun with a silencer. And Colin's like, okay, what? What are you gonna do? Like, he at the very end, he's very arrogant, and then bullet to the head. He's done. By the way, does everybody in Boston or in Massachusetts give headshots? Because everybody who dies in this movie was a headshot.
Quite a few of them, yeah. That's true.
Except for Frank. But the actual cops, all of them die with headshots. Every fucking one of them.
That's very valid. And I'll tell you what.
Or a fall to their death. But that's a whole other story.
I remember how pissed off I was after we see William's funeral and everything else. And then we see Matt Damon. I was like, you can't end it like this, man.
No, you can't.
There's no way. You cannot let this fucker live. That we got to give some kind of resolve. I remember being legit upset if he ends up getting away with it. But then when we see fucking Dignam, it's like, oh my God. And you know what? He is my hero. He is my unsung hero of this movie. All praise, Marky Mark. You're fucking awesome, dude. Nice way to make us happy at the very end.
He puts a bullet in his head.
Actually, I think he shot him in the face. I think
he shot him like right. We don't really see it. We just see the explosion in the back of the head. Puts on his knit cap and walks out like it didn't even happen. Doors open, blood everywhere. And they pan to the window, the Gold Dome building, which is the Boston State Police building, which I had to research. I wasn't sure what that was. Mm-hmm. But the last thing we see is a rat walk right across the ledge of the fucking...
Which is kind of weird, isn't it?
Poetic. It's
poetic, but weird. Why would there be just a random rat in the middle of broad daylight?
Why wouldn't there be?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's weird. But
a rat lived there. Credits roll. Yeah, and again, like I said, this movie kept you guessing for it was very well written, very well directed. I don't know if it got Best Picture that year. I don't think it did.
I don't think it did.
Let me do some research.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't really find any negative things to say about this movie. It's well paced, well acted, well written. I agree with all that. It is such a great movie. It's been one of my favorites ever since the first time I saw it.
Okay, it got nominated for Best Picture,
Okay.
Best Director, and Marky Mark got nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
No shit.
Well deserved. I thought he should have won it, but
They won 4 awards. So
yeah, they won for Best Director for sure. Adapted screenplay.
best
Yeah.
film editing. Okay, so it got some awards. That's something.
Yeah, but nothing I'd brag about. You want to win the at least the top 2, the Best Director and Best Picture.
Actually, it says here. It says it won Best Picture and Best Director.
No, I didn't.
That's what it says here.
It got nominated. It didn't win.
Hmm.
Because that's the thing I looked at. But yeah, what are your thoughts? I really wish. Yeah, I don't know if Scoop had ever seen this movie before. I'm pretty sure he had.
I'm pretty sure he has. But what information are you looking at? Because I'm looking right now. 4 wins: Best Director, Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Film Editing. It says here it won Best Picture that year.
Okay, cool. I must have misread that. Okay,
So
yeah,
it won 4 out of 5 nominations. Marky Mark was the only one who didn't win out of all those nominations.
Nice.
So
Cool.
damn, big ups to Marky Mark for almost winning the big one. Good for him.
Yeah.
What was your question?
What are your final thoughts about this movie?
Love it. Love this movie. I never get tired of watching it. I don't watch it that often, but every time I do, I wouldn't necessarily say it's like watching the movie for the first time because Lord knows I was working at the theater when this came out. I watched so many of my favorite scenes over and over and over, like I always did working at the theater. But it's always as entertaining as the first time. It never gets dull, never gets boring. I fucking love it. I love Marky Mark's character in this movie. He is so hilarious. But like you said before, there are a couple of key moments when he has to be serious with William and dude, no bullshit. We need your help. We need you to help us out with this. We need you to keep your head on straight. All that good nonsense. So he knows how to be serious when he needs to, which makes him a very interesting character. So
yeah, agreed.
I don't have any complaints about this movie whatsoever. Zero.
Well, it's funny you say that because we'll move on to the Rotten Tomato scores. Now, you had mentioned before we went on live that you thought the scores would be high. So my question to you is, what is the tomato meter score and what is the popcorn meter score?
See, for the critics, I'll say probably 85%, perhaps.
Okay, and for the fans?
I'm going to go 90.
Okay.
I'm probably
tomato
off,
meter,
but
the tomato meter, which is the critics, is a whopping 91%. It's high. It's high. Now, the question here is, does this movie follow the less followed trend that the tomato meter and the popcorn meter are fairly close to each other? And the answer to that question is yes. Popcorn meter score is 94%. It is high.
I was not far off at all. Damn.
It is high. I believe that. And it's rare. Again, we've said this before on the show that it's rare that the critics and the fans agree, but they're not far off. If it was off by 10%, I'd be a little bit different. But the fact that they're off by 3%, I'm like,
Well, even if they were off, they're still both very high scores, very good scores.
Yeah.
So I take that for what it is.
And that being said, we don't give a fuck about that. We want to know what we thought about this movie. And in tradition of the Real Movie Critics, we don't just give stars, we give special awards. So with this one, and I thought long and hard, the obvious one was 1 through 5 rats, but that's too obvious.
I was going to say headshots, but I don't think that works.
No, we already had 5 headshots in the movie.
Yeah, I know.
No. 1 out of 5 glasses of cranberry juice is the rating for this particular episode. So,
that's how fitting.
That being said, how many glasses of cran apple juice? Voice crack, big time. How many glasses of cranberry juice are you going to rate this out of 5?
If I could give it more than 5, I would. 5 all across the board, dude. Straight up. Love this freaking movie. Never get tired of it. I'll never get tired of it.
My only complaint is the length. But here's the thing. A movie this long, it keeps you invested the entire time. There's not really any dull periods. There's a lot of dialogue. There is some action in the movie, but everything's leading to the next story. If you could write stories like this, people would be more invested. I'm throwing out a front street there. So you're going to give it a 5.
I'm giving it a 5, straight up.
Well, in the grand tradition of me bringing shit down.
Oh, what the fuck ever?
No, I'm kidding. I'm giving it a 5.
You twat.
How dare you?
Speaking of which, if I was able to change my score from Revenge of the Nerds last week, I would have given it a 4.5. I was going to bring that up later, but
too late.
I know it's too late. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner or late. It didn't deserve that much of a drop for me, but oh well.
Yeah, but you're an asshole.
Fuck you.
But
takes one to know one, dude.
yeah, well, and again, my thing about this movie is just it's not a movie I'll watch a lot. It's not a movie I'll watch it probably around this same time of year, right around St. Patrick's Day, because it takes place in Boston. Boston, very heavily Irish population. We're Irish, so we're gonna fucking watch the movie. But yeah, this is a great fucking movie, and I would recommend it to anybody. It keeps you going till the curtain drops. It's over. There's something happening, and it kicks up in the third act is when everything gets really, really fucked up.
Yeah, very true.
Oh, did not know that. Oh, did not know. Oh, that's fucked up. But that will conclude our review of The Departed. Continuing with the St. Patrick's Day theme for March, next week we'll be reviewing the cult classic, The Boondock Saints.
Instead of Leprechaun, we all agreed. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, I thought Leprechaun was the obvious choice, but I got overruled.
Well, let's be fair here. Yeah, Leprechaun. Yeah, okay, fine. You know, I get it. Ha, it's a cheesy ass fucking St. Patrick's Day movie with a leprechaun. Ha. But let's face it, Boondock Saints, way more fun, a lot more to talk about, and I freaking love that movie. Loved it since the first time I saw it.
I haven't seen it since the first time I saw it, so this will be
loser.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not a movie I watch all the time.
Loser.
The loser scene is officially dead. I'm sorry. I hate to bring it to you. Before we promote, fuck you. Before we promote our shit, we do want to send a shout out to all the people that watched on YouTube. Spotify and Apple Podcasts were decent numbers too, but you got us up to 81 views, which is by far the most watched review we've had on this particular podcast.
We appreciate it. We do.
I want to say thank you to that. However, there's only 17 subscribers. So you jerkies are watching us and not giving us the love that we deserve. So I'm going to promote the show first. Give it a like, subscribe, follow, and hit the bell notification. Seriously, guys, get those numbers. I want to get us up to at least 30 followers by the end of the month. Seriously, just subscribe. It's not that hard.
If you enjoyed that one, we do it every week. There's more coming.
We
got a full itinerary planned out for the next 6 months.
Yes, we do, with a couple of changes along the way.
Still need to figure out what I'm going to pick for my birthday, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, you did.
I'm down to like 5 choices right now. I can't make up my damn mind.
That being said, Psycho Nerd, promote your shit.
Alrighty, well, you can find my podcast, Psycho Nerd Podcast, on YouTube. You can just type that in, or if you want, you can just go to my YouTube page. You can find all of my podcasts on there as well. Repeat Movie Viewer. We're up to 27 subscribers. I can't tell you how happy I am. It's great.
Let's get that number up to 40 people. Again, like, subscribe, follow, hit the bell notification.
40, 50, 100. Let's do it. Come on. We got more shit coming. A lot more stuff coming.
And not just the Real Movie Critics, but we just recorded, we do it, both of them on Sunday. The Just Zodiac podcast, your one-stop shop for WWE news and stuff going on Raw and SmackDown. And we're in the middle of WrestleMania season. We're on the road to WrestleMania, and the road is full of potholes. Yeah, exactly. But we are dedicated. You can find both the Just Zodiac podcast and the Real Movie Critics on YouTube for the video, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts for the audio. And again, let's get respectively, the Critics has 17 subscribers on YouTube, and on the Zodiac podcast, we have 58. Let's get those numbers up, guys. Let's get us up to another 10. Like, subscribe, follow, hit the bell notification. Come on, it's free, and we want you to interact. The only interaction we got on the Revenge of the Nerds was some guy called our podcast AI garbage. And I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, okay.
Oh, God, am I AI and I just don't know it?
No.
Fuck.
I think he was speaking about the logo.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure he was.
You know what? It is what it is. You know, the show, we're real people. This is not AI. The shorts are made by AI. The editing is done by AI. But I'm pretty sure we're real. But for Lord Scuba Cobber, who's not here, and make sure I'll promote his shit for him. The Gore and More podcast, you find it on Facebook as well as YouTube. I think they're on Spotify. I don't remember.
I want to say he is, but don't quote me on that.
Gore and More, they go live on Facebook every Monday. Check them out. They are pretty fucking funny. But for the Psycho Nerd and Lord Chupacabra, I am the Just Zodiac. We want to thank you for watching and listening to the Real Movie Critics. And remember, kids, there's always time for one more binge. We will see you next time.
What is this, a citizen's arrest? Blow me. All right, only one of us is a cop here, Bill. You understand that, Bill? No one knows who you fucking are. Just shut the fuck up! I'm a sergeant in the Massachusetts State Police. Who the fuck are you? I erased you! You erased me, huh? Oh, yeah, go ahead, shoot a cop, Einstein. Watch what happens. Well, what happened is this bull would go right through your fucking head! Watch what happens! What, so you can get the parade, huh? The bagpipes and bullshit? Fuck you! Fuck you! I'm fucking arresting you! That's the stupidest thing you could do! Shut the fuck up!